good? What's
What's going on,
good?
everybody? What's happening? What's going on?
Man, you know how I'm feeling right now. Game
Hey,
on
man,
tonight.
you just wearing that hat, bro, because they ain't won the game, man. If they ain't win that game, you know you wouldn't have that hat on, bro.
Excuse me, sir.
Bro,
Don't
knock
don't
it off, bro.
don't disrespect me like that,
Bro,
please.
knock it off, man.
Never disrespect me like
You was
that.
the same dudes that root for the Denver Nuggets, man. Knock it off.
Look. I didn't root for them. I expected them to win. There's a difference. And remember, that's because they were playing the Timberwolves, not because they were playing the Mavs.
Yeah, I see what it is, bro.
I,
When the Mavericks get knocked out, who hat you gonna put on for the NBA Finals?
I got a Minnesota Timberwolves hat. Don't worry.
Oh, so you're gonna put that hat on next? Okay, I got you. So that's what we doing. Got you. I got you.
Hey,
That's what we
hey,
doing.
call me Mace. You know what I'm saying? Refer to
Yeah,
me as Mace. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
You the king of the switch up. You know what I'm saying? King of the
When I
switch up.
need to be. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on, chat? What's going on, y'all, man? Thank y'all
What's
for
up,
joining
everybody?
us tonight. We know y'all could be anywhere in the world today. Well, actually, anywhere in your neighborhood, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all getting off of work and tuning in. But we thank y'all for being here with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Appreciate everybody stopping in tonight, man. You know we got someone very special. You know what I mean? Lined up tonight, man, and I can't wait, bro. Like I've been waiting on this for quite some time. So
Hey,
this is what's happening.
yeah. Hey, everybody, just a heads up, man. We definitely want you to remain active in the chats and everything. We will try and address all the questions that we can, but we're going to limit them to questions concerning the conversation we're going to be having with Mr. Cologne. Okay. He was gracious enough to grant us a little bit of his time. You know, this is for most of the family men out there. You understand what it means to have family time on the weekends and definitely on Friday nights. So he was
Yes, sir.
gracious enough to grant us a little of his time. So we're going to make the most of it and tend to the questions and what we had in mind to discuss. And we will definitely address the comments that we see, and we will definitely address everybody afterwards as well. You know, stick around after he leaves us, and definitely we'll still continue our conversation briefly. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But with that all being said, Jay, what's your sin of the day, my friend? What's your sin of the day?
Sin of the day, man. Just went with a something, bro. That's just a summertime staple, man. You know, one of the latest releases from the house. Actually, it's a nice citrus aromatic, fresh, kind of spicy tea fragrance, man.
Okay.
I went with from the house of Mason Francis Kirkjohn. I went with Aqua Media Cologne Forte, bro.
My boy joined the club.
Yeah,
Hey,
man. This right here, bro, is some serious, serious pressure for the summer right here, man. The matcha tea note and that musk on the dry down
nice,
is where this thing gets extremely, extremely beautiful, man. Like I enjoy the dry down way more than I do the opening on this.
nice,
And the opening is good. Don't get me wrong. The opening is great. But for me, the magic on this one is actually in the dry down.
definitely.
And
I'm with you.
people, complain about longevity off my skin. Honestly, bro, I'm getting easily 8 hours. Easily. Like I'm still getting whiffs of it now. You know what I'm saying?
Without
And
a
I
doubt.
applied this morning like around 10 o'clock, and I'm still getting whiffs now. So we're about 10 hours in,
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
still getting whiffs, man. So it performs like a champ off my skin, bro.
Hey, brother, I'm with you. It was purchased in good faith, but it is performing. It performs on me in the same manner, to be honest with you. So I'm definitely with you. Let me
Yeah.
go ahead and address the chat, Jay. We got my boy Var in here, 20 degrees in LA. He
What's
says
up,
his
Bar?
is Cafe Dua. We got Sway, Mr. Hicks. Oh, we got Joel, of
Okay,
course.
hit those comments and highlight them for me, man. Let me
Yes,
see.
sir. All right. We got Joel was the first one in the chat, as a matter of fact, man. You know,
What's
Selly
up,
in here.
Joel?
Mm-hmm. Selly was the number two person. William Rodriguez.
Shelly, what's happening, brother?
Good
Sully got
evening.
some great content, man. For those that might not, follow Sully on YouTube, man. Sully's got some great content on Sully
Yep.
Knows It All. So if you guys have not subscribed to his channel, he's really got some great content, man. Been watching a lot of his content, him and also
Tazo.
Tazo, yeah. Shout out to Tazo, man. Hey, bro, you
Definitely.
know, it's just one of these right here, bro. You know.
Two young, hey, it's all right. I'm on my second, man. Two
Yeah,
young
man.
brothers coming up in the community, doing some great content. As a matter of fact, I was watching. I didn't get to finish it, but Sally was actually doing one with a group of gentlemen,
Yeah.
and I was listening to it.
Shoots
It
and
was very
Sense
good
and some
discussion.
other cats, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, some newer people in the community as well. Well, somewhat new, new to us at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, great discussions, man.
Yes,
Great
sir.
discussions. On average, Joe, what's good, my guy?
What's up, Joe? Dame. See Dame in the chat, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Dame in here says the sin of the day is panic attack. That boy loves some Nazar. I tell you what, I see how he put us on
Yeah, man. Nazar doing his thing, man. Shout out to Terrence, bro.
for sure. My guy scored, man. One of the chat, one of the chat regulars, boy. We see him in all the chats.
What's up,
He says
Score?
the sin of the day is floor solar power. Okay,
I'm not familiar with that one, but I'm sure it smells fantastic.
definitely. My guy Habib sent Sire. Good evening, everyone. Love Sway by Sidewalk. Brother, you are smelling good. And I say that only because I recognize the smell. So definitely, definitely. Of
Shout
course,
out
we
to
got
everybody.
Mr. Hicks, the hater.
What's up, Dedrick? See, there he goes. See, you got. See, there you go. There you go. See, Dedrick know what's happening, man.
Hey,
Dedrick know
it
what's
is what
happening
it
too,
is.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Bro, come on, man. That boy that got every NBA. That boy got every NBA team hat, man. So whoever win, he's just gonna throw the hat on, bro.
Hey man. I was in college. I came from the 2000s. That was my era of working. So back then it was always a throwback and a fitted cap. But I had to
Yeah,
turn it in and
okay, bro.
get the button ups in the back.
I got you.
We got Sway in the building,
What's up,
Miss
Sway?
Smell Good General, and we of course got her sister, the phenomenal
Damn, what's happening?
Shamaya. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and come over here to Instagram, man. We got Kix Griffey in the room. Aroma Dolce, Perfume Lovers, Percy Jr., Kyler, appreciate that. The Elemental, Mr. Luke Solomon, man. House Colossus, Jeremy, what's going on? His sin of the day, he says, is Adonis Awakens. Kix Griffey, of course, he mentioned earlier on the live, it's Malone Ocean Noir. So yeah, we are grateful for y'all coming in. I'm not sure how to pronounce the other person, but Liatial Ma also joined. So what's
Tell
going
them to
on?
join the party on YouTube, man. Tell them the party's happening on YouTube, bro. They need to come over to YouTube, man. Hit that
For
subscribe
sure.
button on YouTube.
Well, I tell you what, we've given a definitely a heck of a welcome to everybody that's in here. For those who I have not addressed, trust me, I will definitely address you sooner than later. But right now, we're gonna go ahead and get our guest in here. Many of y'all know him from these Instagram streets. All right, the brother is doing big things. I mean, aside from all the reviews and the tips and the questions, the questionnaires that he has you filling out when you're watching his lives and his stories. This brother has definitely been an inspiration to me, if not many others. Definitely got a chance to catch up with him over here in Dallas. So grateful so glad that he's in Dallas. Got you. But he has definitely been doing his thing. I definitely reach out to him, look to him as a mentor now. Hopefully, I'll continue to reach out to him consistently. But with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring him in here, and then we're going to all three share our drinks of the day because I see him tipping up with the pinky up in the background. Here we go. Mr. Cologne, what's good, my friend?
Cologne.
What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's good. It feels good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you, brother. Great to
Look,
have you, man. I appreciate
everybody
you.
on here got their shirt unbuttoned. Maybe I need to unbutton mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one looking like I'm going to work. What's going on, Glenn? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, brother. Really looking forward to a conversation this evening. And I'm going kind of hard on my drink. I'm sipping on Blanton's. It's my favorite bourbon. I thought I did a big enough. Huh?
Did you say Blanton's?
Yes, sir.
Where's the bottle?
The bottle's in the kitchen. My wife got me this last year for Father's Day through a friend of a friend that worked at a store. I don't know how she pulled it off, but I was ever so grateful because I had been nursing a bottle that I bought back in 2017 in California. So that bottle got pieced out, and yeah, this is my drink right here, man.
Glenn, do you know that is the most rarest found? And it's not like it's a $200, $300 whiskey or bourbon. It's just
exactly
they only send so many of them, and I love the bottles. I'm looking for one. I got 3 liquor stores that are holding one for me this next month because they're like, hey, it's $120, but it's first come, first serve. I got 3 of them that are going to call me as soon as it comes in. I'm waiting to get one, man.
Yes, sir. It is hard to find, and it's like, you know, I'm the kind of person, I don't chase things that I can't have. And it's easy to say like, hey, if I can't get it, just find another one. But Blanton's is smooth. It's smooth. I can't argue with that.
It is. You're right. And man, hey,
what are y'all drinking?
Jay, go ahead, my man.
Well, for me, I mean, you know, I'm not quite as refined as you are, man, but you know, I'm just going with a little peach crown with little ginger beer and a little bit of lime juice, kind of made like a little crown mule. So, you know, just
man,
a little light work tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
he loves
sir.
those mules. He loves those, not Moscow mules, but he loves those American
peach mules.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As for me, keeping it simple, but keeping it rough. All right. A little apple whiskey, a little and a little apple juice. That's it.
That's different.
More whiskey than juice. All right. For anybody who cares who's going to be chiming in on it, more whiskey than juice. Dang it. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
Already.
So
well,
Glenn,
man. Again, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No. I mean, you know, we've gone over you know, our drinks or whatnot, but James, you didn't bless us with your sin of the day earlier, but we're gonna ask the guest of honor at this point. You know, what was your sin of the day today, Glenn?
Oh man, I actually did a post on this just now. So my sin of the day was this combo right here of Amawaj's guidance and purpose. Listen, this is the best blend I've ever done. Okay. Best blend I've ever done. These 2 fragrances were made for each other. And for me, the hallmark of a good blend is when it takes any individual fragrance to another level, when it performs, when I find it entertaining to wear, and when people are talking about it.
Yes.
Wow. And you said that's the best combo? Because I've noticed you post a lot of combos. I mean, I actually stole one that you posted. That was the City of Jasmine from Alhambra and Cedroit Boisé.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I stole that blend for you, man. That one is dangerous, bro. It's dangerous.
Yes, sir. I know it.
Man.
I know it. I literally had a coworker tell me that day when I wore that, Glenn, your wife let you come out the house smelling like that? And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. When Jay passed it on to me, we were on live. We were on live over Algabra, and I went ahead and did it on spot, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it gets reactions.
Man,
100%.
That citrus comes up even more. It blends in even more with the flowers, and it's just like it's paradise.
Yeah. Beautiful blend.
Absolutely.
Beautiful blend.
I'll go ahead and get mine real quick before we get into the conversation. All right. Now, one of my favorite fragrances from the House of Tom Ford is, I believe it's like Ebony Fume, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Well, down here, they don't sell a lot of them, and they sold out. So at the time, I was still getting into some of the clones. So I went and got this clone, all right, from Paris Corner. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Fragrance World, called Ebony Fume, okay? It is very close. I'm not going to give a percentage. You have to get it yourself. I think it may be like $40 to $50. You get it yourself, but it's very close. It gives you definitely the main notes, the deep dark woods, the resins, all right? The spices, the deep dark spices. Everybody knows, I say this all the time, but I'm a dark scent lover. I'm a winter scent lover. So this right here is perfect for me. And I mean, I'm not big into woods, but this one right here definitely won me over with the way that they blend the notes. And it's really because it's so close. So that's my scent of the day. That's what I'm wearing right now, man.
Okay. Not familiar with that. I'm familiar with the Tom Ford. It's a great fragrance. It really is. I really enjoy the scent profile. Being here in Central Florida, man, it's 3 seasons here, bro. Hot,
Yeah,
hot, and hot as hell, bro. Like that's what we get over here, man. So, that one will be a little tough to pull off as much as I would like to, but it is definitely a great, great fragrance, man. So,
definitely.
we got to get you a bottle of the OG, man. Got to get you a bottle of the OG.
Yeah, yeah. In due time. But let's
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and start this conversation. So, Glenn, we've had conversations before. We missed each other once and whatnot for getting on the live. But man, I mean, met you out there in Dallas, got to chop it up. Got back and told Jay everything. Well, for the most part, what we had talked about. And man, I
Mhm.
mean, he was in agreement when I brought it to him that hey, I'm gonna reach out to Mr. Cologne, see what he says. I heard he's in Dallas. See what he says. Kels pushed me to do so as well. When you responded back rather quickly, I told you I was surprised because sometimes until you reach out to some of these people that seem to be people will give them the persona that they're larger than life. Until you reach out
Yeah.
to them, you never know how humble, how much humility they have, how humble they are, or how down to earth and human they truly are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing so, you exchanged a couple of DMs, offered to meet up and everything. And man, hey, like I said, we appreciate it, man. But
Absolutely.
we definitely wanted to start off with this by just getting into, what got you started on this, man?
Which fragrances or being on social media?
Well, I tell you what, Jay, you go ahead. I know you had the question. I know you wanted to ask the intro and whatnot. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, of course, everyone knows, Mr. Cologne 76, like on Instagram, like you are that guy, like you've influenced so many people in the fragrance community, me being one, being to be 100% honest with you. But, we're going to talk about, Mr. Cologne 76, but we also want to know a little bit about Glenn, the person, you know, I've seen, you on social media, I know that you're in the medical field in regards to your occupation. I think you're a surgical nurse, if I'm not mistaken,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for? I mean, how long have you been in that medical field?
20. Well, I've been a nurse for 26 years. I was already in the healthcare field before starting nursing school because I grew up in Trinidad and my family moved to New York when I was 17, and I started nursing school pretty much at that time. And my dad was kind of slick. He was trying to figure out how to not pay for school. So he encouraged me to become a home health attendant. So while I was in nursing school, I was working as a home health attendant to pay my way through nursing school. So I had been in the healthcare field since I was 17 and I'm now 48.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, to have paid your own way through medical school. I mean, that's fantastic. And shout out to your dad, man. For
Yeah,
instilling that in you, to go out there and go hustle and get it for yourself. You know what I mean? So, shout out to
most
him for
def.
doing that as well. And I know that fragrances is a passion and a love for you. But outside of fragrance, what are some things that you like to do outside of fragrance? Like, what are some other hobbies that people might not know that Glenn is interested in outside of fragrance?
For someone that doesn't know me, I would say my biggest hobby right now is my wife. We've been we've been together for 7 years, and first of all, she allows me the space to be present on social media. She allows me the space to give of myself to the fragrance community. So she
Uh,
is my number one hobby. I'm a family man first and foremost. So spending time with her, our son, traveling, going out to eat, going out to different cultural events. Those are the things that really keep me recharged when I'm not working in the healthcare field and when I'm not, engaged on social media.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And shout out to your wife, for allowing you to do what you do, to share that time, because it's not easy, because it pulls in so many different directions.
Yeah.
I have to pull, to do what I'm doing in this fragrance space. Dedrick and other guys that's out here making content. Shout out to all the wives that are allow us to take
Yeah,
that time away, from family to do, and talk about, this love that we have for fragrance with everyone. So shout out to all the wives that's doing that as well. So
for sure.
man, great, real MVPs, 100%.
Yeah.
So and I know you talked about traveling. I mean, there are some recent trips that you've taken that were memorable for you.
Um, well, my most recent trip was to New York. I went back to New York in April for a fragrance launch, and that has becoming more and more popular in our community. Brands are doing launch events, and I went out to New York for Liquid Imaginaire launch event with Kent Essence. So that was really dope, getting a chance to go back to New York. Because when we came from Trinidad, New York is where we settled. So I love NYC. And while I was there, I met up with the perfumer that's working on the fragrance that I'm doing with Sense of Wood. So that was also like phenomenal.
Okay,
I gotta
yeah,
ask some. You mind if I interject real quick,
yeah.
Jeff?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Now, you were up there for the Liquid Imaginaries. Now, Glenn,
Correct.
I just came back and I was a little disappointed when I messaged you and I asked you for some places to go and you didn't
So
have.
that so
You
so
know,
that was funny. Like yeah, you had messaged me for recommendations, but I left NYC in 2008. So you
oh,
know stuff is not relevant. And so here, so get this, peep this, right?
yeah,
I left New York City in 1998 when I joined the Navy,
okay.
and I went back in 2008 after I got out for a year. So I had really been gone from New York since 1998. So
Uh,
I don't have my hand on the pulse of what's happening in NYC anymore, unfortunately.
but I thought you were maybe doing some things out there for the event. Was the event like a quick turnaround?
It was, yeah, it was. I was there for a few days.
That's why I
Yeah,
was
just
wanting to
full.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's what's happening. And so, like, when did your love for fragrances start? Like, what was, was it as a kid when your love for fragrances started? I mean, did you get it from your dad? Like, tell us a little bit in regards to what got you into the love of
Yeah.
fragrance that you have today.
The truth is, as a kid, I was always very aware of smells. I was always aware of a new shower curtain or new paint or new varnish on furniture or the chemicals we used on the farm. I was always aware of smells, and my dad wore fragrances. So as a kid, you're stealing your dad's fragrances. But there's a story I've told before. My dad had given someone a ride, and when they came into the car, they had made a big deal about his fragrance, and we dropped them off or whatever, and he turned to me and he said, I mightn't always look good, but I'm always going to smell good. And for a kid, that was really impactful. So that made me even more curious about fragrances.
Mhm.
I was I was a chubby kid. I was also very, very shy. So fragrances were kind of a way for me to feel like more adult, more brave. And that was the start. My dad's fragrances. That was the start. And then when we moved to New York, he sold Avon on the side. My dad was also a nurse. So he sold Avon. Well, my dad had three sons in the house. So we were his biggest customers. And I got into fragrances and I've never looked back. I've had a collection of fragrances since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm kind of looking in the background back there and I'm kind of seeing some things that you got back there. I mean, your fragrance collection is second to none. I mean, if you had
That's
to guess of how many bottles of fragrance that you have, just what's a rough estimate of what you think you have in your collection right now?
I probably got 1,000 models back there. But I'm really hesitant to answer that question because I don't want people to try to do what they see content creators do. The only reason I have this many fragrances is because I create content. I think it's irresponsible. You cannot possibly use that many fragrances. Don't go out and do that, people. Seriously, build a wardrobe of fragrances that you're going to wear and not just sit on the shelf.
And that's great. That's great advice, to be honest. You don't need to do what you see content creators doing. And honestly, like when we watch, content creators such as yourself, because that's how, I got started, is just watching content creators, and you just sometimes jump down that rabbit hole, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you just feel you just have to buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. And I'm to the point now to where it's like, damn, do I really need to buy all of this stuff? Like, even though we do content creation, but it's like, do I need to invest in so many full bottles? Buy what you love. You know what I mean? So that's great advice of what you're giving. I mean, and I can appreciate your honesty and transparency with that, Glenn. Like, I appreciate that.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, man. No, that's great to hear. I tell you what, the one thing that I do like about your background is that just looking at it, you can tell that it's more or less stuff that you like, because you don't see everything from a house lined up. You know what I'm saying? And like some of the people, you can tell who's just getting stuff or who's just being sent stuff, which is, I don't have a problem with either of them. You know what I mean? But you can tell who has a collection and who's just collecting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference,
Yeah, and I'll be upfront and honest. Like, I get sent a lot of stuff, but rarely do I have a desire to have every bottle from a house. Yes. If I have multiple bottles from a house, it's because I really like that house and I really like those fragrances. But it is not necessary. If a house is good, you shouldn't like everything from that house. If you're liking everything from that house, it means they're mass appealing. So where's the discernment in what you're liking?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Absolutely, 100%. And another question that I do have for you, because like I said, you were influenced to me, along with some other content creators out there. Were there any content creators that you were watching, or anyone in Fragcom that kind of gave you more of an inspiration to do what it is that you're doing?
Yes. So here's a story, right? I had been designer fragrances pretty much from the age of 17 until 2007, 2008. And I somehow or the other stumbled on YouTube, and I saw a video that had stuff, the Tom Fords, the Serge Luton, the Frederic Malle. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm a fragrance guy. My friends jokingly called me Mr. Cologne before I was making content. And I don't know these brands. So one of the reviewers made a slip and he said, oh yeah, you could join this Facebook group. And, we buy and sell and we sell decants and stuff. And I got into these Facebook groups, and the rest is history. The people I was looking at is Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, Radolescence, the gentleman from New York, Street Sense, some of the OGs. I don't remember all the names. Freddie Frags, I think it was his name.
Okay.
Freddie Rivera is his name. He was a content creator on YouTube. So, those guys started making their top lists, and I would literally listen to their videos and I would start making lists, right? And if 3 or 4 of the people that I was watching mentioned a fragrance, I would get it. And I started blind buying all of these niche perfumes, because what happened was, once I discovered niche perfumes, I packed up all my designer fragrances, put it in Walmart bags, and gave it to my dad and my brother. I was like, yo, I'm not going to be wearing these anymore. Just not because I didn't think they were good, but I didn't want to smell like people at the job. I wanted to smell different. And those fragrances, they really just kind of opened my nose, right? So I started buying crazy bottles of perfume. I had a lot of disposable income. It was just me and my dog. I didn't have a family yet. And I was just blind buying this, that. And I really quickly started figuring out that I wasn't liking everything they were sending me, that I was buying. Even though it made somebody's top 10 list, I wasn't liking it. And that's when I started really diving deeper into, what is the full position? Who is a perfumer? What's the brand? What's their story? So, let me see if I can remember any other names. So I said, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, Radolescent, um, you know, s- um, the gentleman, he used to go on Street Sense. He used to go on the street and interview
Yeah,
people and talk about fragrances. I mean,
yeah,
it's
I've
just the
seen.
OGs. There
Yeah,
were a couple of other brothers. I don't remember the names. Here's the odd thing, right? Here's the odd thing. I entered the fragrance space in social media at a time where people were kind of getting off YouTube and doing their thing on Instagram. And there was this real disconnect between the OGs and people like myself. They never really embraced us. And I understand why that could be. It's just like now, I started doing my thing on Instagram, but social media evolved. You have TikTok and you have kids that show up now, and 6 months later they got 200,000 followers. It happens. It's
Yeah.
just a different space. And it's easy. If you're not solid, it's easy to look at that and be disgruntled and be like, oh well, I'm not gonna talk to that person. I'm not gonna support that person. So there was a real disconnect, and it is very disheartening because I'm not that way. I embrace anybody that come along after me or before me. You know what I mean? As long as you're not disrespectful. But there was a real big disconnect. There's a few of them that I really kind of have a relationship now, but most of the OGs, they never really embraced me. I kind of got, Mr. Zayas. Mr. Zayas was a guy I used to look at his videos, and for some odd reason, I never really got a solid explanation. But he like blocked me at one point, wouldn't engage in my content, and I finally had a chance to ask him, and he gave an excuse that really wasn't an excuse, and I was like, dude, like, why is this happening? Same thing with Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. For a long time, he had me blocked, even though I used to buy decants from Carlos. You know what I
wow,
mean? So I really couldn't understand, what that riff was about, but I kind of have an idea.
wow. And
That's
that's crazy.
Hmm.
Because I used to watch Brooklyn Fragrance Lovers content. I mean, rest in peace to Carlos.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he just, he had a real love for fragrance, and
Absolutely.
I'm just, kind of like thrown back a little bit to hear that, you
Yeah.
have that experience
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
him.
I mean,
And that's,
fortunately, we were able to talk, and before he passed away, we were good. But there was this period of time, man. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover had me blocked, and I think I had like reached out to write a lesson, like, yo, this doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, I used to talk to Carlos, what's going on? And I never really got an explanation, but we at least communicated before he passed away. So
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good thing. And that's the thing about FragCom. I mean, and myself and Jim's and, some other people have had conversations of how it's so much room out here for everybody to grow and to thrive and to talk about, the beautiful art of fragrance. But it's
yeah,
just so much hatred sometimes that goes on
yeah,
that
yeah,
I'm just like, damn, like for real people, this is really what we're doing. We're talking about fragrance, y'all. Like
The
I don't
crazy,
I
the,
don't get it all the time, but
yeah.
it is what it is. You know what I
But
mean?
the crazy thing, Jay, is that so many people, what I found out even through discussing it with Glenn, is that so many people are out here spreading hate and have no affiliation, no communication with the people that they talking about. That's
yeah,
the crazy part.
yeah,
There are
Yeah,
people out here that are just doing it based on what they may see and what they come up with in their heads.
yeah,
And they'll give you a thought, and you know, and then you go actually meet the guy, and you're like, I don't know where this person got this from. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
this dude is, hey, I address people in our relationship, not somebody else's relationship.
yeah.
And it's weird. It is definitely interesting.
yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. And earlier, Glenn, you were talking about you were doing a collaboration with Cinewood.
Yes.
For those that might not know, can you just kind of fill them in on what your collaboration
Yeah.
with Cinewoods is?
Absolutely. So, The owner of Stand of Wood, Fabrice, very, very nice gentleman. He's been in the fragrance space for umpteen years. I think over 20 years. And I had known him when he started his brand, and his brand has really developed and thrived. And he had this idea to collaborate with people like myself to give us the creative reins, so to speak, on the development of a fragrance. So he floated the idea by me, and I really liked it. I felt like the space was truly ready for this type of relationship with people like myself, meaning content creators. And I like the brand. I like the concept of the brand, and I like several of their fragrances. So that was a no-brainer. So basically, he's allowing me the creative direction of a fragrance. So I'm not allowed yet to talk about what we're doing, but we're making a fragrance, and I'm getting a chance to say how the fragrance should really be developed. And it's been a really enlightening experience. We're using my perfumer is Pascal, and I actually met him in real life a couple years ago at a fragrance event. So he also made praline. I think it's praline and oud, one of the fragrances from Scent of Wood that I love. And actually, no, I'm lying. He made plumbing cognac, which is my favorite fragrance from the house. And I mean, I don't know if you guys wore Bora Bora back in the 2000s.
Absolutely.
So he's a perfumer for that fragrance. So it's just I love that fragrance, Bora Bora.
Yeah. Byron Parfums, right?
Say again?
Byron Parfums, right?
Bora Bora?
Nah,
No.
Bora Bora's Liz Claiborne from the. I think it came on like 2000.
That's old school, man. Yeah,
Oh,
Bora Bora's old school.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to rock Bora Bora, man. That was
man.
phenomenal fragrance, man.
A beautiful fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a real enlightening experience. And the truth is, I would love to take on more roles as creative director for perfume brands, because my feeling is this, right? My feeling is this. Brands love having my endorsement, right? Brands love saying like, hey, Mr. Cologne likes this fragrance. So why not get involved in the creation of the fragrance? Why not get involved in the evaluation of the fragrance?
Yeah.
So I'm really embracing the opportunity, the learning process. And my hope is that I can do more of that, not necessarily to have my name on it, but just to be involved in the creation. So when it comes out, people are smelling stuff that's different, that's, unique, entertaining, artistic,
Okay.
So the fragrance should be out in 2025.
Okay.
We're not rushing the process. We're taking our time. And the perfumer is based in New York. So, the very first sit down, I was actually in New York, but now we do stuff through Zoom. And it's, they have to ship out the modifications to me, and we smell it together. And, I wear the fragrances, and then I say, okay, I want to do this or do that until we get it just right.
Well, let me ask you this, Glenn. Was this the first person or the first business that reached out to you about doing your own, or have you been just patiently waiting? Because I know that I've got a couple of fragrances from Bowtie who inspired or directed a couple of fragrances for Novitas. I got one by Big Beard, and of course the Zahatovs and whatnot. But having such skin in the game for a while and whatnot, I'm wondering what took you so long to get into it? You know what I'm saying? Was it because a lack of offer, or just didn't find the right company, or what? Just curious.
Yeah, I had been approached by other companies before, but it's like the stars have to align. For example, I was actually supposed to do something with Zaharoff, and I think it was the issue was my father had passed away in 2020. And before he passed away, he was ill, and I was heavily involved in taking care of him. So I think, I didn't write any of this stuff down, but I think that's what happened with Zaharoff. I was supposed to have been one of the creators because he was he was traveling and doing these interviews. So he came out to Dallas. We met, myself and George. We did an interview. It's on YouTube. And then my dad got ill, and I when that was happening, I had to really focus on just that. So, yes, I have been approached by other brands to do collaborations, but it had to feel right for me, and I would have done it with Zaroff, but circumstances were beyond my control. But it felt right with sense of what I love the brand. I like Fabrice. I hadn't met him previously, so it just felt right.
Okay. Okay.
Totally understand. I mean, condolences to you about your father. I mean, condolences.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.
And you're right. I mean, stars do. The stars do have to align. You do have to
Absolutely.
make sure that everything happens in God's timing. I mean, just sometimes what you might think, damn, I missed an opportunity, but God's like, hold on, pump your brakes. I got something, on the backside waiting for you.
Yeah.
Just be patient, and it'll find its way back to you. So,
Yes, sir.
that's great that you're working with Centerwoods. It's definitely a great house. And, are there any particular, not to go into your collaboration, but just in general, are there any notes that like resonate with you? Like, damn, like these are my favorite notes in fragrance. Like if I see this particular note, I know this is going to be a banger.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I actually literally got asked that question today by one of my friends in the fragrance community. So there was a time I would have told you, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, oud, but I've evolved since then. And the truth is, notes are beautiful in the context of other notes, much the same as music.
Yes.
We don't listen to music and say, oh, I just love F sharp, or I love G flat, or whatever, right? And music are all created with the same notes, the same scales, right? But we could make classical, we could make hip hop, we could make reggae, we could make calypso, right?
Yes, sir.
But we don't ever say that we like these individual notes. And today, right now, my relationship with perfume notes is the same as it is with music. I don't have favorites. You could use violet, you could use sandalwood, you could use hedione, you could use any of these materials to create magic.
Yes.
That was, man, damn, that was very well spoken on that, man. Like, seriously. I mean, myself, I've played the trumpet and many other instruments, since I was in the 6th grade. So, so I understand how the composition of music and, you have all these different notes, but in these instruments, but it all has to blend together to make a beautiful song. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's the thing about fragrance notes and all these things. Yeah, you can have whatever notes, but if it doesn't blend correctly, you're gonna have a mess. You know what I mean?
But I got to give some pushback, Jay. I got to give some pushback. All right, because hey, I played multiple instruments too. The oboe, the sax.
Oh wow!
I played the piano. Church, I did the handbells. But there is always a preference of instrument that you are either better at or that you enjoy more. So I'm gonna repeat that question. I'm gonna re-ask that question and just see, because I caught you, Glenn. I watch your lives. All right, I watch your little stories, and even though it's only momentary, like when you were talking about the Liquides Imaginary, you were like, I'm really feeling. I think around that time that you went out there, you were really feeling not necessarily in that fragrance, but you were feeling fig. And I remember you were going on walks with fig ones. And I understand, the importance of a blend, of an accord. Mm-hmm. But that accord is always usually led by a major note. In most cases, in my experience, I want to know, what are your top 3 leading notes? All right, leading performances for these masterpieces you call music, or for these masterpieces you call fragrances. What are your 3 leading notes that you like in accords?
That's a fair question. It's a fair argument, even though I would say that all those instruments play the same notes. Oboe, saxophone, bass guitar, they all play A, right? They all play F sharp. But just to be fair, I'll be fair. I love rose. I love jasmine. Give me a nice funky indolic jasmine, you know, right? I love a good I love a good sandalwood.
Mm.
Give me a nice sandalwood. I love patchouli. You know what I mean? I
Yes, sir.
love I love that green patchouli. I love a dusty patchouli. Okay.
Okay.
I love oud. I love a touch of oud, but I also love that stinky in your face barnyard oud.
The
The stuff
animality.
that my wife would smell it and she goes, yeah, that's something you would like. That's something you would like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to be fair, yeah, there are some notes that I definitely gravitate to, but I can't really necessarily call them favorites. I feel
Okay.
you can't make music without everything.
Granted.
Right.
Got you.
Right. Wow. Okay, well, that's fair. Those are all fair responses back, and we appreciate your transparency.
No
Um,
doubt.
and also going back a little bit, we're going to backtrack a little bit in regards to social media because you kind of
Mhm.
touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Huge following on Instagram, but no YouTube. Like, did you decide like, okay, YouTube is really just not it for me? And you just found
No,
more that were picking up so much traction on Instagram and said, okay, I see where my niche is. I'm just going to stick to that and
Yes,
don't
sir.
worry about content creating
yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah. So, I'll be honest, maybe because I've been making content on Instagram since 2017. So that's 7 years ago, going on 8, right? So maybe 4 years ago, I remember trying to say like, all right, I'm gonna record a YouTube video, and it didn't feel it didn't feel natural to me. It felt really it felt uncomfortable. I am now comfortable. I've got a lot of things I want to put on YouTube, a lot of principles for perfume, appreciation, sampling, building a wardrobe. I've got a lot of, insight and background experiences with fragrances. I'm ready. The problem is time. I have a very close relationship with my audience on social media. You touched earlier on the fact that you could DM certain people and you don't get a response. I experience that right now. All right. If like I'm dipping my toes in the classic men's fashion, and if I see an account, I see a brother doing some stuff, and I'm like, hey, I just want to say thank you for the information that you've been blessing us with. And I reach out, you don't hear nothing back, but I respond to all my DMs. So I'm very hands-on with my audience on Instagram. It's hard to work full time, create content, respond to stuff, deal with brands, and your family. That's first of all,
For
and
sure.
then try to do YouTube videos. So my hope is I'm going to do some videos for YouTube. I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm not going to get all fancy with the editing. I just want to put the information out there.
Yeah.
And there's a brother on Facebook. Gosh, he does martial arts. He's really, really diesel. I remember I looked at some YouTube videos of his, real simple. He wasn't even on the camera. He was like, "This is this fragrance. It's in his hand," and then he throws it on the bed. What was his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Centrifugal
Tall brother
force.
with glasses.
Yes,
He be
Centrifugal
wearing-
force.
yes, centrifugal force.
Yes.
And I'm like, it don't have to be all polished. It just needs to be the information. The people that it's for, they're going to see it and they're going to appreciate it. And I can save myself all the time that I'm going to spend worrying about, editing and thumbnails and all of that. So that's my plan, is to get my thoughts, because I get asked a lot of the same questions. And sometimes I feel bad because I can't, really pour into everyone that asks the same question. But if I have a YouTube channel, I can say, hey, I've got a video on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
So-
I will tell you this, man. So you talk about centrifugal force, man. I got into him a couple of years ago, and man, I enjoy his content. But hey, you gotta keep it real with me, Mr. Cologne. You too, Jason. All right. When you watch his videos, what is the most entertaining part of the video?
His accent.
His
That New
accent,
Jersey accent, man.
and his choice of sound effects that he likes to use. The sound effects that he puts in his videos It's
Yeah.
crazy. And what's crazy is that he actually lives here in Central Florida.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he goes to the same perfumery that I go to downtown. So
Interesting.
Which perfumery is that? Which perfumery is that?
La Jetée.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Yeah, La
I did go
Jetée
to Florida
perfumery.
once. Okay.
Next time you're in Central Florida, I mean, hit me up. I mean, honestly, like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
great perfumery here in Orlando. Fantastic
Okay.
perfumery. Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes there a lot. That's where he gets a lot of his stuff from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did go to. Well, we went to Osme, which are they in Miami or
Yeah,
Orlando?
they're down in Miami. Yeah, I've been to
Yeah.
Osmond. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great perfumer down there too. But make sure if you go down there, they should have their new location open now.
Yeah.
Because I went down there on one Sunday and they were in transition. I'm like, damn, I drove all the way down here.
Oh my
and
goodness.
they were closed. So but great perfumery down there in Miami as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just have one more question for you, Glenn. Then I'm going to turn this over to James here to ask a couple of questions. And my thing is just like in this content space of where you are, how do you feel, what you've contributed to this space? Like give me some feedback in regards to I guess the question I'm really trying to get out there is for what it is that you do, how do you feel in regards to what you're giving the people and what the people are giving back to you?
That's a good question. I feel like I've really created a small community within the larger fragrance community, right?
Yes.
The Mr. Cologne 76 community, where the way we interact with each other is respectful, open-minded, supportive, right? That's how we engage. That is the type of content that I create. I do a lot of content that are supposed to inspire conversation, and I get a lot of messages from people just thanking me for creating that space. So the thing that drives me is just kind of creating that hub. I started Black Owned Fragrance Week three years ago,
Yeah.
and that's another passion baby of mine because I saw a need for it. And I'm working to really take that to the next level to kind of make it a little bit more sophisticated and developed and noted because there are a lot of people of color creating amazing fragrances and they're just not getting the same attention. They're not getting the same opportunities as other people. And
Yes.
I feel like there are also a lot of these brands that are not leaning on the community that's going to truly support them. It's a fact that Black people spend a lot of money on fragrances when it's compared when compared to other races. So if you're a Black owned perfume brand, it stands to reason that you should be getting the support of your very own community. But there's a disconnect, and I can speak really candidly about this. For example, when we did this past Black owned fragrance week, I literally had to reach out to a few Black owned perfume brands, and I said, look, I don't have a Black owned perfume brand. You do. Why aren't you doing a post about Black owned fragrance week when you're being tagged on it, right? There's this disconnect between the consumer and the brands. And I'm trying to kind of bridge that gap. That's one of the things that I want to do is bridge that gap so that we could support our own. I'm not saying that we're not going to support every brand that's out there, but damn, we spending a lot of money on smell goods. Why aren't we supporting our brands? And why, when something is being done to uplift, to amplify Black perfumery, why aren't you as a brand also trying to get that out to other people? You know what I mean?
I tell you this, Glenn, I think I sent you and Jason something earlier on Instagram. I sent it to quite a few people. And, it was the little video regarding the gentleman that was asked in that interview. And she said, why do we choose to point out that we're supporting, but and he said, you know, why do we have to? You know what I'm saying? Of all the communities, which is not a problem because you know we always you can look at our collection and tell that we support those who have good products, but at the same
Right.
time, it's like why are we part of a community where we have to put ourselves out there and ask for support when you know me being in the Middle Eastern community, the Muslim community, they support each other without a question. They got a car wash, they
Yeah.
got realtors or whatever. Hey, they go to them first. You know what I'm saying? When
Mhm.
they buy their cars, they go to them first. They own lots. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we typically will overlook each other over and over again, and and then complain that we don't have anything in the community later on.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate truth. It's an
Right.
unfortunate truth, but I decided that I was going to use my platform to the detriment of my platform. I was going to use my platform to make a change. And what I mean by to the detriment, when I went crazy in February with, you know, all this black owned fragrance week stuff,
Yeah.
my account engagement tanked. Okay. It tanked. We're in May, it still hasn't really picked back up to where it was pre-February. But that's okay. That's okay because you got to lead by example and you got to inspire people to do better. So I decided to do Black Owned Fragrance Week, and that's what it is. My hope is that you know next year, like anybody that's watching this, they're like, hey, how can I get involved? They're reaching out. Hey, what can we do to help? You know what I mean? Because we need people to continue building that platform.
And truth be told, the biggest reason why you probably take it's not necessarily because you. I mean, of course, people are going to leave if they get the sense that you are, you know, holding your fist up at every moment. But that's not what you do. You know what I'm saying? All these brands, European, Italian, Middle Eastern, and whatnot, that you are shouting out, that you're telling how good they're performing, they are not black. You know what I'm saying? But you know, ignorance prevails in so many people's lives and minds that you're going to lose them. But the truth of the matter is that if what you're pushing on Black owned week was truly being pushed and getting around, it will pick up because we should be more engaged.
Right.
Yeah,
We should be
yeah,
more supportive, you know?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
know, and anybody who sides with us, you know, I won't even lie, when you know, with the Palestinian thing going on, hey, working in the Muslim community, I made sure that I sent support to them. You know what I'm saying? But not to a
Hmm.
point where I'm offending any Israelis or Jewish people because I've got friends in that community. But you know, touching on what needs to be touched on, the most important things about human lives, not about the disrespect, but the human life. And so, you know, in doing so, if you're gonna unfollow me or you're gonna be upset because I stand for rights or I stand for lives, then you know maybe I wasn't meant to be followed by you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's a blessing. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
blessing.
So
Yeah.
in the same sense, if you can watch me when I support all these other communities, all these other brands, but yet I get a couple of black owned brands and I just happen to point out that they're black. Not to mention the fact that we do interviews, so you see they're black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you did. It's like, hey, you know, obviously I wasn't for you. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. You can't please everyone, and you know, if that if those instances make you turn away from me, you will never truly support it because I'm black.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Don't let the light skin fool you. Like I'm black. You know what I mean? So if you're displeased because you know I'm suddenly talking about black owned fragrance brands and that's a turnoff, then you really weren't champion Mr. Cologne 76 to start with. So it's okay.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's
Maybe,
why we
maybe,
believe
maybe they thought you was Dominican, Glenn. That's all. They thought you was Dominican,
You
right.
bro.
know, real talk. Like I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I was in Long Island once. I went to a salsa club,
Un
and I was
poquito.
dancing with this young lady, and finally, you know, she was like, "Where you from?" And I said, "You know, Trinidad." And she just walked away from me, man. Boom, gone.
What y'all doing
Wow.
out there, Glenn? What y'all doing out there in Trinidad, man?
No, this was in New York. This was Long Island.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She thought I
Y'all
was
was
from
out
Dominican
there.
because, like, I was in there dancing.
Yeah. That's
So
crazy though.
it's
That's
a funny
crazy.
story.
I'm making a joke about the Dominican thing, but That's crazy that actually happened to
Yeah,
you. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Wow.
it's real. It's real. I told you, Jay, about my ex, man. You know, she was Dominican. She was black Dominican. Well, she was dark skinned Dominican, but her parents were
Hmm.
not. Ironically, her dad a little bit not so. And so, you know, she kind of educated me to the whole, you know, lighten up the culture thing. You know, and I was like,
Mm.
that's when I was like, what? I was like,
Wow.
what? Do you know you almost my color? Like, what you talking about?
Mm.
Lighten up. But you know, hey,
Wow.
it's here, not there. You know what I mean? It happens. We got it even in our own group. We got those who push light skin, you know, over. It's
Yeah.
you're gonna catch it everywhere. But you know,
Colorism happens in all
yeah,
nationalities. I mean,
yeah,
that's just
it
the
Yeah,
really
unfortunate
does.
part about it.
yeah.
But Glenn, you're talking about dancing, man. I mean, sometimes on social media, I'll be seeing you in the kitchen, man. Like, what's going on with your culinary skills, man?
Oh man, yo, hey. So here was another my dad's name was Glenford, all right?
Oh,
So here's another Glenfordism. He had said to me one time, he said, "Do not put yourself in a situation where you're reliant on a female to eat." My dad was an excellent cook. So he
smart.
made sure and brought us in the kitchen to cook. So I got a love for cooking. I do the cooking in my family. Now my wife gets down. She gets down. I came home last week and she had some nice oxtails ready for me. But
Mm.
I'm the cook in the family, and I love it. I love making new things. I love following recipes. So yeah, I try to infuse that into my stories. My stories is where you will find more of my life that's not necessarily posted on my page,
Right.
because unfortunately, the algorithm is as such. Like if people are following you for fragrances, they want to see fragrance stuff. You start posting random things, you're gonna just lose people. So I use my stories, and I love to cook.
Yeah, man. I mean, those dishes, man. I mean, I saw the one with the oxtails, bro. I can't front, man. Them oxtails was
Smoky
looking
Yeah,
pretty damn
oxtails.
tasty,
she
man.
she she did she did a thing, man. She did a thing like she found a Trinidadian recipe, and it's funny because the day before she made them, I came home and I was like, it smelled like Trini food in here. Well, what had happened was she was seasoning them with our seasonings from back home.
Okay.
So the next, she didn't want me to know she was preparing this. So when I came home, I was like, damn, okay, okay.
Yeah, man.
She
Hey, I'm
she did
glad
the
that you
thing.
pointed that out. You know, hey, I'm improving my culinary skills, you know what I'm saying? Especially since I'm mainly having to eat alone. But yeah, can't be waiting on no woman to cook for me, you know what I'm saying? Especially
Yeah,
nowadays.
man.
I don't want to get into that. But you know how it is. So yeah, man. But and it's funny because Jason said dancing and cooking. But Glenn, on the other hand, up until about a month ago, brother, we saw you getting down at these get-togethers. I seen you over there. What was it? You were doing the was it the bachata?
No, that was salsa. So that was I went out to New York. That same trip, that same short trip to New York. My guy Fedora Salsa guy, I think is his name. He's a fryhead. So we connected on fragrances, and I had always told him for years, man, when I come to New York, man, you gotta take me to one of these spots. And lo and behold, I went out there. I reached out to him. He invited me to one of his spots and like introduced me to a couple of I was dancing with instructors, the salsa instructors,
I seen
and
you was moving, man. You was
yeah,
moving.
man, I no, I used to dance a lot, man. I used to dance a lot, but I had to get our life up. Once I got my wife don't dance, and it's hard if you're a dancer to go to the salsa club with a non-dancer, because what's going to happen is you're going to hear certain songs and you're gonna be like, hold on, baby, I gotta go dance to this right quick, and no wife really wants to see that. You know what I mean? So I just kind of stepped back from the salsa scene, but I went to New York, and man, it was nice. It was
Hey,
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
understand. I'm not that much of a Latin dance. I mean, my wife is Dominican, so
Hmm.
so salsa, bachata, merengue,
Yeah,
reggaeton, all these
yeah.
different
Yeah.
dancing that they do. I can do some of it, but
Hmm.
yeah, man, I get it. I get it. But at the
Yeah,
same time, I'm willing to learn. Which I'm still learning. But hey,
yeah,
I get out there and embarrass myself if I need
Yeah.
to. So nobody else is dancing with the missus, you know.
And I told him
Yeah,
to come
no.
down here to Texas, man. I'll take him over there. It's been a while since I've done either the bachata, the merengue, or the salsa, because I used to get down a little bit basic steps.
Okay.
You know, my ex showed me. But I will say this, man. Have you been to La Canta? What is it? La Ventina? You know which one
I've
I'm
heard
talking
that
about.
name.
Lava Cantina.
I've heard that name. So like, I've been out of the salsa scene here in Dallas. Back in the day, there's always been Glorias, which Glorias is not where the dancers go, but like back in the day, you could go to the Glorias in Colleyville, and that was a nice scene. That was where dancers went. There was a place in Arlington that was really nice for dancers, but I've been out of the scene. I mean, once I met my wife, I kind of stepped back from the salsa scene. So it's been 7 years that I'm not keeping up with what's happening in DFW salsa scene.
I got you. Well, more for me then. Okay.
So I got a question for James. Like, how does I remember when I was single, right, and I would meet people and stuff. I would somehow slip that question in to find out where they were with fragrances. Can you realistically date a woman that don't wear fragrances?
I'll tell you this. I can, but here's the thing. Just like, when we talked, I talked to you about the importance of being malleable in a relationship, right? Now, if it's a woman that says, I don't like any fragrances, no, I can't date her. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need you complaining about wearing my fragrances, okay? At any point. I don't want to. And don't tell me you don't like florals, because I'm about to have rose all in your face, all right? So, spicy rose all in your face. So, no, it can't be like that. But if she is malleable and she takes into account that I like it, and so she finds her favorite notes, then if she finds a favorite couple of accords, then I will make sure that I wear that around her when she doesn't like my others. You know what I'm saying? And as long as she gives me space to enjoy what I wear, which I've dated several girls that are like that. They give me space to wear what I wear. And you know what? It over time, what I found is that it builds on them. A lot of that I run into that don't like fragrances don't like it because they don't wear them. Like they just really aren't around them. You know what I'm saying? So they never had a chance to grow. They remember what their mother, the grandmother smelled like, and they didn't like that interaction. But then when you I ain't gonna lie to you. I had a fragrance that I wore around a girl during COVID, and I was about 20 pounds overweight. And she didn't like it, right? COVID hit, didn't see her for a few months, saw myself get fat, started getting into shape at work and whatnot. Glenn, Jason, I swear, all right, I wore that same fragrance around her when I was in shape again, and I was toned. I got a compliment. I was just looking at her like, really? I was like,
interesting.
You don't recognize this fragrance? But I'm telling you, because it just depends. If she's malleable or if she's really into you, I know plenty of women that don't like fragrances, but if they're into you, they will find something, find a note, find a reason to appreciate it when you wear it.
Yeah.
That's my important thing. You don't have to like it. Do you appreciate it? Because if you appreciate me, you should find something in my fragrance collection that you appreciate. If it's only 5 cents, that's good. I prefer 7. You know what I'm saying? Give me something I can wear every day when I'm around you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wear this to work, but before you get home, take a shower, and I'll spray on what you like, all right? But it's got to be a fragrance. It's got to be something. Man.
Now, Jason, what about you? Like one of the things that I strongly believe in is no gender in fragrances. Does your wife wear fragrances? Do you guys share? Like how does fragrances get divvied up in your house?
Great question. My wife, she was into like smelling good, like when I met her, but I think that I've turned her into a frag head, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, she was just doing what, the average woman was doing, man. They go to the mall and get, just whatever is at Macy's or Dillard's or Bath and Body Works and wear the little, body lotions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I started like really getting into fragrances, like now, I mean, she's into the whole Roja thing, Creeds, and all the Parfum de Marly, like, she's developed into a frag head. I kind of created that Frankenstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
so do y'all
that's
share
good
everything,
for me.
or she's got her own and you got your own? How does that work?
Honestly, she won't wear the stuff that I buy. And the thing is that, I have a lot of feminine leaning fragrances. I've got a ton of unisex, but her thing is, when she likes something, she likes that. And she's just going to stick with that. She ain't rocking with nothing else. So when she has her little core group of fragrances that she loves, she don't give a damn what else I got. She like, yeah, it smells great, but this is what I'm rocking with. Like, that's just how she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love the fact that, she's really into fragrance. She'll come to me with the Lasha Tate trips downtown to go to the perfumery. She'll be with me in Neiman's and all these places. And, she's smelling stuff just as much as I am. So, for me, that means a lot to me because she's taken on a love of something that I love. So that gives us more time to spend together. It gives us more things to connect with. So I'm just over the moon ecstatic that she's gotten to that point with fragrance the way that I am. And that was actually going to be a question I was going to have for you, Glenn. With your wife, was she a frag head before you met her, or did she morph into a frag head since meeting you?
So that's a good question. So on our first date, we had like 3 dates in one in our first date. So we met up at a Starbucks because I was like, I want to make sure you ain't, you ain't crazy. Let me meet you at the Starbucks right quick. So we met up at the Starbucks, and I saw her and I was like, I'm gonna marry this woman, but let me not let just the physical manifest. You know what I mean? So we started talking, and within minutes, I noticed she had smelled good. So I was like, what are you wearing? And she said, Royal Princess Oud by Creed. So I did a little cartwheel in my head because I was like, all right, not only is Shorty wearing fragrances, but she's wearing, she's wearing niche fragrances. I'm like, that's a real good sign. So she had a little collection. I remember going to her place and she had a little cabinet. And once we got together, our fragrances are integrated. I oftentimes will select fragrances for her to wear because, I never forget to wear fragrances. So I'm more likely to come in here and pull a few bottles. And her taste has changed since we've been together. There are some fragrances now I let her smell and I'm like expecting her to go, no. And she's like, no, that's nice. And I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? So she was a frag head before we met. I wouldn't say to the extent that she is now, but she was into fragrances. And if she wasn't, that would be really challenging for me. I don't think I can be with someone that didn't appreciate fragrances. I don't think that would work for me.
Right. And I feel you on that. I'm the same way. And what's crazy is my 14-year-old daughter, she will go into my fragrance collection more than
nice.
Like every morning, my 14-year-old daughter, before she goes to school, she comes into my room and she's just looking and she's just like, she'll pick it up, she'll smell it, she'll be like, okay, I want to go with this one today. And I'm just like,
that's incredible.
It makes me proud as a dad. I'm just like,
man,
this is what's up, because my dad instilled that in me when I was a kid. My dad used to tell me, son, it doesn't matter what you look like, but if you groom yourself, you dress yourself nice, and you smell good, you'll always be good when it comes to the ladies. My dad always taught me that since I was a kid. So with my 14-year-old daughter, I'm not trying to groom her to be good with the guys and the fellas, but when you go outside, it's like, okay, you're going to be the best smelling 14-year-old kid at your school.
And more importantly, she's just going to have like really sophisticated taste, So that's outstanding.
Yeah, so she's wearing Creed and all this other good smelling, stuff. She's wearing Roja to school, and I'm just like, damn, you smell better than the principals and the teachers.
Let me ask this real quick, Glenn, before I know we're coming up on the time to let you go. I know you got to go spend time with the missus, which I
Yes, sir.
definitely appreciate and respect. But all right. So first thing first, I like your wife already. As I put in the chat, my holy grail consists of royal oud by Creed. I've told Jay
Mhm.
this since we met, man, and I finally got it a few months ago. But touching on this, man, I want to address this. Now we've talked about where your love came from, how you started in social media, and what all you got going on right now. Okay, want to know
Mhm.
what do you have planned for the future? Not necessarily exposing it all, but mainly like what do you have planned for the future for the community and for your personal community? Because we like to talk to a lot of guys that give back to either young gentlemen, give to their neighborhood, their family too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that is included in community along with social media community. Just curious, what all are you doing? What all do you have planned? Just curious.
That's a good question. I think I could talk about my dreams instead of necessarily all plans. So definitely one of the plans is to further develop Black-owned Fragrance Week. I want that platform to really be present and engaged year long, not just in February. But I am taking very intentional steps to get to that point.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that. So that's the one. That's the biggest thing. The next thing is I would like to have an in-person Scent Expo in 2026. It's going to be BIPOC, Black and people of color. Everyone's invited, but that's the focus. All
Yes.
right. So
Okay.
in-person Scent Expo to happen here in Texas. All right. That's the plan for 2026. As far as my community, I want to start doing some events here in Dallas, fragrance events, to culminate in a big Texas fragrance event just for frag heads. You know what I mean? Because we've got Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Austin. We got all these places with frag heads, but we're not really getting a chance to connect. And I had started right before COVID happened, January of 2019. I had a meetup in Dallas. We had like 30 people come out. We went out to a restaurant. It was amazing. And then COVID happened and it's never been done again. I'm a social person. I don't, people don't always get that impression of me, but I'm a very social person. So online is good, but in person is better. So I definitely want to do that. And on that note, I also want to share something. I've had several instances of, people hitting me up, all kinds of people. And if I reach out to them, they're like, "Oh my God, thank you for following. I've been a real big fan of yours for all these years, yada yada yada." And I'm like, "You never said nothing." So I want to encourage anyone that's watching this, anyone that's hearing this, reach out. I'm not one of those people that you're going to reach out to and you're not going to get a response. If you message me, you will get a response. It could be a few days later, it could be a week later, but I go through and I make sure. And Instagram is tricky. Every once in a while, I'll find messages that I hadn't seen. Like I recently found a message from March that I hadn't seen. All right. But I go through and I call my messages. Reach out to me. Let's talk. I want to know if you are getting value from what I'm doing. We need to talk. All right. So yeah.
And trust me, y'all, he's willing to talk because I tell you what, reached out. How long were we at that cafe, man? We were over there talking
Probably
for
2 hours. Probably 2.5 hours. I mean, we were outside for 30 minutes.
yeah, just talking about everything, life. I mean,
Yeah.
we got into relationships, we got into
Yeah.
everything. But I know I was definitely one of those. There was I was a little surprised. I was hoping you would answer back, but you did it expeditiously. I was just kind of like thrown back. I was like, oh, same day? Like, really? What's going on? I didn't even know how to respond,
Yeah. I get that. I get that a lot, man. Like recently, somebody sent me this guy's post, and or maybe it came up on my feed. Anyway, I followed him. I reached out. He was like, "Dude, thanks for following. I'm a real big fan of your content, yada yada yada. I'm like, damn, bro, we never spoke. Like, if you are a fan of my content, like, reach out, people, reach out. Let's connect.
No,
And
for
that's
sure,
what's
man.
up, and that's what's up. Like when James told me that he had connected with you and he had spoken with you, I was like, damn, like because I had you up on this level, like, okay, this guy's unapproachable. Like, we're
Wow.
talking about this man that has such a huge following on social media, on Instagram, and such a huge influence on the community. Sometimes, I mean, these people get beside themselves, you know what I'm
Some
saying? And
do.
they
Yeah.
start thinking like they celebrities, like they
Yes.
on Beyonce's level or something. And it's
Hey,
just like
Mm,
they just feel like, they better than you. And for you
mm.
to have reached back out to him, I was like, damn, like that really meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no,
What can I do to change that perception? Because that is so far from the truth. What can I do?
exactly what you're doing right now.
that's it.
Mm,
That's it.
Right.
That's all
I,
you have to do is just
I
keep
would
doing
say
what you're
on
doing.
Instagram, do what you're doing when you take people's messages and you post it and you give a response on your story.
mhm,
I mean, you're doing everything. You can't stop people's. See, a lot of people in the communities, all of them, whether it's sports, medicine, whatever. The problem is they always see everybody as looking down on them. But the truth of the matter is, really, what they're doing is they're looking up at y'all. Okay, and so because they're too busy looking up at you, when they're afraid to do something or when they don't get a quick response, they always turn it around and see it as you looking on down on them. So they don't.
mm,
If it happens with one person, then everybody is like that. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And so that's how it is. So the more that you interact, what you're doing, like Jason said, coming on lives, doing your stories, and addressing people's emails, messages, and whatnot. The more you do that, it can't do anything but grow. People
Yeah.
will reach out and expect more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But don't give them
Yeah.
too much because this
Yeah.
is some crazy folks in here.
Because
Yeah, yeah,
here's the
yeah.
thing though, Glenn, like what happens in this whole YouTube space is that you have a lot of these larger channels. They
Mm,
look down on smaller platforms.
mm,
And for you to take the time to come on my platform by no means is it's nowhere near what these other platforms are.
For real.
And for you to take your time to come in and have a conversation with us and the few people that are watching our content, and it's going to reach more people. But that's where the whole disconnect starts to come with Fragcom, is
Yeah.
that
mm.
these larger channels, they just feel like, okay, I've got all of these subscribers, so you little guys are peons, so we're not even going to entertain the fact that we've been talking to you.
Mm,
And I just think, for what you're doing, this is what Fragcom truly needs. We need more Mr. Cologne 76s
Yes.
out
I
there.
appreciate that, man. I
Spread the
appreciate that.
love to let people know, hey, I'm just like you. We all have something in common, which is a love for fragrance. So if
That's
you
right.
want to
Yeah,
be positive and you want me to come on and talk about this space that we all love so much, then just do it.
yeah,
Nobody's bigger than the next man. We're all, the same people trying to, accomplish the same things. And we have the one common thing, which is fragrance. Let's talk about it. Let's be positive. And Glenn, I can't thank you enough, man. Like seriously,
For
this has
real.
really blessed us to have you come on and just show people that, okay, Mr. Cologne 76 is my Instagram social media name, but like I'm Glenn. I'm just a regular
yeah.
person, just like you guys that love fragrance. So I appreciate you, brother, for real.
Same here, man. I I like the fact that there are people doing real work. And what I mean by real work is we've all seen the accounts where you never see the person, you never hear a voice, you just see bottles and hands, right? But you guys are putting yourself out there. You're being vulnerable. We know what you look and sound like, and I salute that. I definitely look up to people that are putting themselves out there a little bit more than their accounts for the just hands. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. There are a lot of people out there that they're dipping their toes. They want to get the same, they want to get the same opportunities, but they're not really investing in the process. And I appreciate what y'all doing. I appreciate being here. Thank you for the insight. I'm definitely going to, lean more into that aspect, because it really kind of hurts my feelings when, I come across someone and they're like, dude, like, you've been such an influence. You've been an inspiration.
Yeah.
I'm like, we ain't never talked, bro. Like, reach out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I appreciate that, man.
Man, we appreciate you, man. Like, seriously. I mean, James, you want to add anything on to that?
Hey, biggest thing my mom taught me back in the day was, hey, a closed mouth does not get fed. So I just figured, hey, ask, and the most I can get is an ignorance, which I'm okay with, or yes or no. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose in this situation. So
right. And if you ask and you don't get a response, sometimes it's not intentional. Like I told you, I sometimes come up on messages that I didn't see from months ago. You know what I mean? This just happened, actually. Somebody had commented on my page. I went, I followed them. I went to send them a message, and I was like, I saw a long paragraph that was sent from like December of 2022. And I'm like, bro, I hadn't seen your message. So he could have been thinking something, but December 2022 is Christmas time. Maybe I took off. Maybe he got lost.
At the same time, if it was important to him and it was something that he really wanted, he could have sent another message. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We talked about something, and there is a thing where it's like, okay, I understand reaching out and whatnot, but there is a level of engagement, because it's not that I don't want to answer as many people as I can, but there is a sense of priority for those who are active with me and my account. It's like this, like you said, it's not that I won't share a conversation with you, but that conversation is going to be very limited. If you don't follow me, you don't really support me, you don't share anything, you don't even like my stuff, but you reach out and ask questions. And it's like, okay, I'll give you an answer, but you know what I'm saying? What was that? Back in the day, you used to have the thing, if you could either get $100,000 or go to dinner with Jay-Z. And it's like, and I thought about it from another context. I was thinking, like, if I was Jay-Z and you came to dinner with me and you asked me about how to make money, but bro, you don't know my music.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about me. And the beginning of the conversation, I'm asking you stuff, and you over here telling me, well, I really don't know. I just know that you got a lot of money. And I was just thinking like that. It's like, that dinner's over. You know what I'm saying? That dinner's over.
And I get that too. I get the people that ask a question with, like, they want, like, 12 different recommendations. They're not even following. They don't get responded. They don't get responded to. Like, you can't even follow my page. I'm sorry. You're not even going to get a response.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. But man, look, touching up on it, man, I appreciate it. We're gonna have to get up again. I want to have whether it's a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner. I've been talking to the Debonair.
Yeah.
And
we're supposed to link up.
Yeah, Luke comes in town often as well. I'd like to just get up with a few fellas, have a meal, just talk, trip out, you know what I'm saying, and just get it going. But being that I'm very social too, I look forward to that. But also, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm waiting. Hey, Jay, I'm marking it down. 2025, whatever you got going on, if it's here in Dallas, hey, sign me up.
2026. The in-person, the in-person Black and People of Color Scent Expo.
I'll be there.
Give me a little time to, if Jay starts talking that stuff, if the housing market, sustains a little tumble, it'll give me a little time to save up for half of Jay's ticket to come down here. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
I'll be there, man. Don't worry about my ticket, bro. I'll be there, man. Don't worry about it.
You forgot. You said $1 million houses over there in Florida.
Don't worry about that.
I know, right? He big balling.
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's EBT and WIC cards, baby. EBT and WIC cards, man.
Yeah, man. And if I ever make it out there to Florida, because I do want to get out and do a couple more meetups. Like, I had one in San Diego a couple years ago that was amazing, dude. People came through. We had a good time. We connected. So I kind of want to replicate that in other cities. So I might get up with you, Jay.
Yeah, get up with me. Really.
And try to organize that, man, for real.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's got a lot of frag heads out here in the Orlando area. A lot of frag heads out here. So
I did do a meetup in Miami, and it was actually a really nice turnout. So Orlando could be next. Yeah.
It's got a lot of frag heads out here. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy Elliot from the Fragrance Well. He's got a channel, and
black
he's
gentleman, black gentleman, wears glasses.
Yeah,
very eloquent. Speaks eloquently.
Would you send me his handle? It doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't mean I don't know him, because I follow a lot of people too. But it doesn't ring a bell. But I'll definitely like to connect and kind of, like I said, maybe do a trip out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll get YouTube, right?
Do I?
Oh, my bad, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. Yeah.
He's heavy on YouTube. He has an Instagram account, but he's heavy on YouTube.
Yeah, he's real heavy on YouTube. So I'll send you his YouTube, and then that way, we can try to politic something. But yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. I mean, Glenn, bro, I know we're taking up a lot of your time, man, but I mean, it's just such great conversation, man, and it
really was
knowledge in this fragrance community, and man, we appreciate everything that you've contributed to this community. And man, once your Scent of Wood collaboration starts to, get a little bit closer to coming to fruition, I mean, man, I would love to, be able to have you back on to talk about it, and then man, we can support, man, and definitely, have some more great conversation with you, Glenn, man. Like, from the bottom of my heart, man. Seriously, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, the pleasure was all mine, man. Keep being positive. Keep doing what y'all doing, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
For sure, man. Hey, enjoy the night, my guy. And
yes, sir.
Like I said, we will touch base. Hey, because you owe me a meal, man. You owe me a meal.
I got you. I got you. We need to do that. We need to do that again, man. For real, we had a good time, man. We were chopping it up for a minute. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to get out that way. You know what I mean? I got to get out that way, and come and get with James, and we can all sit down and we can break some bread together, man.
Just let me know, man. Just let me know. That's nothing but a thing.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Glenn. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna hit this little leave button here and see what wifey's doing.
Yes, sir.
All right, my man.
All right. Good night, everyone. All right, bye-bye.
Already, man. Hey. Whew, great conversation, man. Great conversation. I hope y'all enjoyed that out there, man. Got to wait a second. Hold on. I've been holding my comments in, all right. First and foremost, William Rodriguez, all right. Brother, until you get on camera and I see what you are consistently drinking, this is Friday night. I ain't sipping tonight.
Hold on, man. Put the comment up there, bro. Put the comment up there, bro.
And I had some,
Put the comment up there. What you talking about?
Oh, my man. They had to come with jokes tonight. They finally see me sipping.
Hey, bro.
But but no, seriously, it was a great conversation, man. Look, Mr. Cologne is a jewel of the community, man. Really. Oh wait, my bad. Wrong one. Yikes. And no, actually, just to let them know, no, it was Mr. Cologne who lost some subscribers because of when he did the black owned week. So it was unfortunate.
Yeah, he was saying he lost some engagement, and the engagement still hasn't gotten back to where it was prior to February.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen. I mean, you're going to have some people that are going to feel a certain type of way when you are supporting your own. You know what I mean? But the way I look at it is in the same way that I'm sure Glenn has looked at it is that, hey, it is what it is. If you're not going to rock with me because I'm supporting my own, then guess what? You don't need to rock with me at all, period. You know what I mean? And that's the stance that I take. We're going to support people of all colors. I mean, but when it comes down to, black-owned businesses, we will support those. And when it's Black-owned Fragrance Week, we're going to do our thing for Black-owned Fragrance Week. I mean, that's just what it is. We're for the community. And,
that's right.
all races, creeds, colors, everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's on positive energy and positive vibes. Shout out to my guy Dedrick L. Hicks Jr. for that.
For sure.
You know, but everybody that's, you know, showing love and being supportive, man, you know, they're gonna get that right back from us.
Exactly. And if it was like if it was Mexican heritage, you know what I'm saying, Hispanic heritage week or whatnot, and they had something, look, even if we're not doing the interviews or whatnot, I would definitely find at least one or two people to support, whether it's buying
Right.
decants, a bottle, if it's good enough, I'll buy it. You know, we just had day 3 on his family is Dominican. All right. And
Now,
I think is he Caucasian?
no,
He's what?
Mike is I think Mike is Italian. I think Mike
Okay.
is out from
But
Italy. And
but I
his
mean,
wife is Dominican. And you
yeah,
know, his story is, you know, with his mother-in-law, you know, she's such a dear, you know, person
right.
to his heart, you know. So yeah, so he's embraced the Dominican culture as his own. And so we definitely gonna support, you know, that. We just did a discovery set for Ramon Monegal. So you know, we don't give a damn what it is. I mean, you know, we're gonna do what we do, and those that are gonna support are gonna support.
All right,
But
let's
those
address
that
this
aren't,
comment real quick, man. Address this comment.
Jams, I must have missed you sipping because how you refilling? Sham,
The hate. The hate.
Sham, I'm on your side, Sham, because I ain't seen him drinking a damn thing all night.
Yes. Boy, y'all
Bro,
true,
bro,
man.
this is like my third one, bro. Like, when, what are we talking about, bro?
Man, that's your second one, but we ain't gonna get on it.
Three,
That's your second on the live. We both
three,
had one before the live started.
three.
Second on the live. I'm
Come
sticking to
on.
second, man. And then we got William back doing. Look, y'all some haters, boy. I tell you what. Hey,
Come on, bro.
hey.
Come
And then
on,
she go back door with this one. What in the hell?
Wow. See, even so, you see, Sway, you're right. It is easy to gulp apple juice. You are absolutely right. How we gonna be sips and snips and you don't even sip?
Oh, trust me. That ain't apple juice. Trust me. I'm over here. Look, I didn't have to wipe my brow a couple of times, man. I'm over here sweating. No lie. Look, I knocked out one glass, took my protein shake because today was leg day. Like Dedrick L. Hicks said, we gonna be in some hoochie daddy shorts this summer, boy. I'm letting them quads pop.
Nah, bro.
Like some Rice Krispie treats, they gonna be popping.
Nah, bro. You and Dedrick can have the hoochie daddies, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have that. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Probably gonna have a little extra hooch on y'all shorts too, bro. But it's all right, man. Do y'all thing.
Hey. Look.
Yo, highlight Sham's comment because I was just
I ain't highlighting that.
Thing.
I ain't highlighting that.
Just thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, this dude drinking protein shakes and alcohol. Yeah, bro.
Y'all don't, hey, y'all don't understand, man. When you got to get it in, you got to get it in. All right. Hey, y'all sick, man. Look. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, all right? I am not new to this, all right? I'm not new to this, all right?
Bro, that is crazy work, bro. Like, what are you doing?
I'm proteining up, baby. That's all I know, man.
Man, eat some chicken breast.
You gonna see. Look. You gonna see. You gonna continue to see these gym posts on Instagram if you tune in, and you gonna see what I'm doing. All right, you're gonna see what I'm doing. I'm telling you. Watch. Hey, all the hate today, but this summer, I'm gonna have them girls in the haze, man. Hey, I'm telling you, the women, not the girls. But man, I'm telling you right now, bro. Hey, look, we getting it. But no, man, hey, Glenn comes out with that Center Woods smell. I'm telling you, I already told him, you know. I don't need no discount or nothing. I'm buying it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Just to have it. Hell, I blind bought bow tie stuff from Novitas. Thank God it smelled good.
Well, I can't say I did that part. No, I ain't do that part, bro.
Yeah.
And shout out to bow tie. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to bow tie, man. Bow tie is my guy, man.
Hey, and shout out to everybody who's come in here, man. Need popped in for a second. We got Fragrance Fraternity.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Who else? Who else was in here briefly? You know, Ekrum. I didn't give a shout out because he's late as
Yeah,
usual. You know, the only thing
yeah.
on time with Ekrum are the questions regarding the fragrances. That's the only thing he sent on time. 8 o'clock in the morning. He's supposed to be at work. He's supposed to be handling administrative business. That man gonna ask me something about some cologne. I'll be like, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to E, bro. Like E be on, bro. E be doing crazy work with these fragrances, man.
You know
That
what I'm
man be
saying?
doing
Hey,
crazy work with the fragrances, bro. Shout out to E, man, for real.
that's
For
our
real.
brother, though.
Shout out to Fragrance Fraternity too, man. Like I called him on live with Randy a couple days ago,
Yes.
man. I was like really my first time really getting to see, what he's got going on, man. So shout out to Fragrance Fraternity, man. You know what I mean? I rock with him, bro. So shout out to him, bro.
Man, and we got a few on Instagram too, man. I love watching Maze Knows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love her accent. She is a sweetheart, but she is a gem of the community. She gets into every event out there. I think she's in New York or Cali or one of them. Maybe she's in Cali or something. But anyway, she's at a lot of events. I love watching her stuff, man. She popped in, had a few comments. I didn't get a chance to address her. Mikey from I Smell was in there. Of course, shout out a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying? Eye Candy and whatnot. Man, appreciate everybody for coming through. But yeah, y'all, look, this is what we're doing, man. We, reaching out to the community, trying to get the community to meet everybody, to be honest with you, man. Because look, I mean, I can't say enough how much I'm loving the fragrance community right now. Between me sending out decants to people and I'm looking over here, Neve sent me a box of about 10 different fragrances, full bottles. Sent me some Arabic snacks and whatnot. I can't show you the box right now because one of the boxes they sent me was, the carrier service is trash. So some of the snacks and whatnot took a thrashing. But I mean, shout out to E. Sent me some samples. The Elemental. I'm indulging in these right now. Got my little samples from what you call it? I got my day 3 Del Mar yesterday. Kales, who hooked it up, sent me this little sample pack. I think you got one too.
Yeah,
And
shout out to Kills, man. Shout out to Kills, bro.
And of course, Miss Carla, who sent us.
No, they ain't no damn Miss Carla. That's Miss Heather, bro.
Oh boy,
Put some respect on Miss Heather name, man.
All right, Miss Heather. Carla Warsaw, though. All right, on Instagram. I be getting
Put some respect on Miss Heather, man.
But bro, hey, look, all these guys, man. Hey, they are really standing up for the community, showing what it's supposed to look like. From the different interactions, the conversations that we have on the back end and whatnot, man. Just popping in, saying what's up. You know what I mean? Dude, I'm telling you, I can't be more appreciative. I can't be enjoying it anymore. Shemai, ain't no frag crackheads, all right?
Yeah, man.
Samples, man.
See, Shim, if you ain't out there buying llamas and Aston Martins and all this other crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? And Dedrick already put you on blast. He already said you already got a crazy fragrance haul coming in.
Doesn't she have a llama too?
Bro, she got a llama. She bought an alpaca carpet and chinchilla coats, all kind of stuff, bro. Mink boots, everything, bro.
Lord have mercy.
I'm balling like that, man.
I ain't gonna hate because you know what? You got a lot of extra cash on your hand when you single. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it like that, but I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just ain't trying to have no mink rug or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no llamas over here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm just saying, man. Don't let Sham fool y'all, bro. Y'all talking about I'm rich. Nah, man. She Beyonce rich, bro. Yeah, yeah. I'm putting it all out there. Out there.
Not to mention, hey, we even after tonight's big night, man, we still got some special people coming up, and I'm gonna go ahead and give a heads up, because these people already know. We already set up for the most part dates. We got Trill from from the House of Zarmony coming in. Jay, your friend, we're gonna have a segment on Tuesday, so y'all make sure y'all tune
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Tuesday for those that want to get in shape. For those that are looking for health and fitness, we got summertime coming, and at this point in time, whatever the hell body you got right now, that's just the damn body that summer gonna get. But we can always tune up for winter, spring, and all these other things coming. But I got somebody coming on that is been in the fitness and health game for a long time. So, not only do we have to smell good, but we also need to look good at the same time. We got to make sure we're taking care of our health, taking care of our bodies and our temples. So I'm going to have a guy to come on Tuesday that's like a brother to me. And, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some gym sense. We've got something special coming up for Father's Day, and yes, we gonna get rid of these big backs. Big back season is got to come to an end. But we got something special coming up for Father's Day.
Yes, sir.
You guys do not want to miss that one. This one is going to be a very impactful subject and topics that we're going to talk about for Father's Day. So please make sure you guys tune in for that. We're going to have some exceptional men on our platform to talk about, different things, when it comes to men and just kind of, giving men their flowers. We don't get that enough. Man, we face a lot out here in these streets every day doing what we do for our families. And, we just need to make sure that we shed some light and show the fellas some love on what's going on out here. So you guys don't want to miss that.
And also soon, we will announce today we are getting our samples of the house. We will be having my guy Luke on as well. I'm looking forward to that too, man. I'm looking forward for you to start getting your nose on some of them, man. For sure.
Yeah, man, I gotta get the that discovery set, bro. Like I'm gonna go ahead and get that ordered, so that way I can get my nose on the Elementals fragrances, man. Heard some really great things about them, so I'm definitely looking forward to having an opportunity to sample and actually having a conversation with Luke, man. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So a lot of good things coming up on our podcast, and I just can't think of anybody else that I, would rather do this with than you, brother. Like, we doing our thing over here, man. Appreciate it.
Man, and enjoying it. Killing it and enjoying it, man. I can't say enough how much fun this is. When Glenn was talking about, the amount of time, I was looking at him because I'm like, Dedrick is in his own lane with that editing and whatnot. When I reached out to you, I told you, bro, I ain't gonna be prepared to be a live man because I ain't doing no editing like that. You know what I'm saying? I am not setting aside that much time out of my week, let alone day, to sit up here and correct some videos. All right.
Yeah, man. But you know what though? I like doing it this way because it's unfiltered. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get what you're gonna get. And you know me, bro, I'm gonna always say some shit, bro, that's just sometimes it's gonna be a little crazy. And this is
very
just
few times, Jay. You are the most contained man behind the camera, bro.
Hey man, hey bro.
I'd be like Jay. The only time that we get an unfiltered Jay, well, I ain't gonna say only time, but the most time, hey, let it be a high price fragrance that's a clone or something. Oh, my man.
Hey.
My man over here throwing strips, putting his head down, walking away from the camera.
Hey, I'm gonna show up on here one day, bro. If I show up on the live and I just got a wife beater on, you already know what type of time it's gonna be. I'm gonna be on wife beater and black Air Force time.
All right, hey, that's a bet because I thought you was stretching it today. I thought you was showing me another side when you had the shirt unbuttoned. I said, oh, okay, this is what we on.
Yeah, man. If I show up on this live and I show up and y'all see, okay, this dude got a wife beat on, you already know I got black forces on too, and I ain't gonna be on here playing no games. So that's you're gonna know that's the type of time I'm on. But yeah, man, this is what it's all about though, for real. Like this is what it's about, man. It's unfiltered. unedited. You know what I mean? I mean, shout out to Dedrick, man, for that man to work as much as he works,
For real, man.
to put out as much content as he puts out, giving his wife family time, man. Like, shout out to Dedrick, bro. Like that, bro. That is just crazy work right there. And I admire that, man. But you know, I just ain't got that kind of time, and I just don't have the skills. Let me just say, I ain't got the. Let me not say I ain't got the time. I just ain't got the skills. I ain't even about to sit up here. I ain't got the skills. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But you, bro, you drinking apple juice, you drinking liquor, you drinking protein shakes. Bro, you got a whole concoction going on. So everybody drop a super chat so we can get this man some toilet paper because it's about to really go down.
Hey, y'all got some weak stomachs. If that's all it takes for y'all to be on the toilet, man, y'all got some weak stomach. Y'all really don't drink much, man.
That's diabolical, bro, for all this craziness that you got going on in your stomach, bro. Crazy work, bro.
Shem, if you think my Friday night is over, you are sadly mistaken. Maybe I need to, you know what, Jay? You know what I'm going to do one day? Soon. I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all in a day in the life of gems, hidden gems, man. As a matter of fact, I might just go ahead and do a night in the life of hidden gems, man. You gonna see what's up, man. Get my Kevin Samuels on. You know what I'm saying? See how to spark a conversation or whatnot. Because I ain't gonna lie, you look corny as hell walking up approaching females with a phone in your hand.
Hey, bro.
I be seeing them shows. I just be like, bro,
I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm out the game, man, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like out there in these single streets, bro. That's a crazy place to be right now.
Trust me, I'm not trying to be out here for too long. Trust me. These streets, boy, hey, these streets ain't what they used to be, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, I think maybe later on down the line, man, you know, once the platform starts to get up to a little bit, bro, maybe we need to have like a little speed dating thing, man, like a little speed dating live, man. Get some females and some men on, bro, and, you know, see if we can make some love connections around.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we got other men on. Yeah, because
get some single women, single men.
You don't want to see me on a date with a few drinks in me.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean, you know, we can do a little something on the live, man. Have a couple of people on and talk about some stuff and see if we can make a couple of connections. You know, we just can't have no Sukianas. We can't have no sexy reds. We can't have, you know, no NBA young boys, and we ain't doing that.
Bro, I saw a post that literally had me out of breath at work, boy. I was mid-breath and I started choking. One of my young dudes that I'll be talking to, his name's Jew. He's usually in the chat. He was in here earlier or whatnot. So Jew posted something on his IG story, and I'd be damned if it wasn't true, but it was funny as hell. Look, that man posted something that said, the women that listen to Sexy Red take baths in the sink and breeze their panties. I said, boy. Dog, look, I was like, dog, I was choking at work. When I tell you I almost had to pull out my inhaler, boy, I started choking. Seriously, that man said takes baths in the sink and Febreze their panties. I said, my God. Oh my God.
That is crazy. Bro.
Oh my God.
That is wild, bro.
Oh my gosh.
But hey, bro, you know, you can't talk bad about Sexy Red, bro, because Dame, that's the type of woman Dame be liking, bro. So you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, it is what it is, you know.
Dame in North Carolina, Dame know better than to cross some tracks.
Febreze and baby wipes is how they shower. I mean, that's just what it is, bro. I mean,
man, boy, I ain't gonna lie. Dame know better than to go over there. I got family in St. Louis. Man, I ain't going over there for nothing other than to see them. And once I leave their house, I'm out.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is crazy, bro. And this is the beautiful thing about lives, because this was not nowhere in the script of what we're supposed to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Juju? Shout out to you, bro. What's up, Mr. Clark? Yeah, man. So, you know, this ain't what we're supposed to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens when Sips and Sniffs, you know, sips a little bit extra. You know,
Hey, y'all ain't seen that yet. Look. We just getting comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
for real,
We just
for
putting
real,
our feet down. To be honest with you, this
for real.
is going to, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's going to grow, and like we talked about earlier, you either love it or you hate it. But either way, we appreciate you for watching.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, this is what you get. This is what you get when you come on the podcast with us, and y'all join us. You're gonna get some really good intellectual conversation, and then y'all are gonna get some foolery and some jokes.
Oh yeah.
That's just what
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna do.
And speaking of, hey, we need to decide another day to do the census sounds. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to give it away, but we should be having a special guest on for the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah. And this person that we have on for this next one, I promise y'all, this is gonna be someone that does not get on camera. So this is gonna be something for y'all to see. I'm
Definitely.
really excited for this
I'm
one.
excited
Really
too.
excited.
I see the picture on you know what I'm saying, but it's just like, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
We
this
gonna
one
see
is
what your
gonna be.
playlist is hitting for. Because I tell you what, right now, I don't care what nobody says. When it comes to music after dark, I'm winning. All right, I'm winning,
Yeah, I mean,
and
and
it's
you
definitely
know what I'm
gonna be a
saying? It's gonna
woman.
be a man or a
It's
woman.
gonna be a
This one.
woman. We not
Yeah.
trying. We not. I mean, look. Let me just say this, Jay. Okay, this is something that both of our eras grew up saying. All right, ain't gonna be no sausage face. All right, you got two
No,
guys on here. After that, hey, we ain't doing no sense and sounds with just straight dudes. All right, that's not how it works. Okay,
no, no,
not a bit.
no, no. That ain't how I
Not a
go
bit.
down over here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do what y'all do, and you be into what you into. But nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing
Yeah,
that.
that ain't how I get down with sense of sounds. You know what I'm
Nah. You know, nah,
saying?
we ain't doing that part. So, but yeah, this person that we're gonna get to come on, the next one, which I think it will be sometime next month. We just got to get a date on
For
because I
sure.
think that we're probably gonna do a Sense and Sounds. You know, maybe try to get one out there once a month. And you know, not everything is always going to be R&B, but you know, we might do some Sense and Sounds and have some
Yeah.
hip hop and stuff like that. You
But
know, we
the late night, and and I hope everybody knows I didn't mean anything offensive by this sausage fest. It's just a saying that we used to say. But honestly, the truth is, like when we do the late night for us, we are preferring to have a woman on at the time. But we'll have plenty of sense and sounds where we'll have other gentlemen of the community and whatnot in. It's just that particular version of sense and sounds we're reserving for women of the community, and
right,
going from there. I have nothing. Just it's unfortunate that I have to give this disclaimer because I would think that if anybody knew me well enough, they would understand that I have love for everybody. I don't really care about your preference. It matters not to me. All I care about in this world is how you treat me. I, I hate to say it like this, but as long as our relationship is good, I'm not necessarily affected by any other relationship that you have. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You know,
facts. And to answer Shim's question, highlight that for me. Yes, Shim, a male, a male guest. Yes. Yeah, we ain't discriminating in regards to a male guest doing hip hop. I mean, you know, shit, we'll get a female on to do hip hop. I mean, that's just what
honestly, we could get one for R&B, just not late night R&B. That's it's reserved. It's reserved.
yeah, I mean,
It's reserved.
we it can't be a whole panel of dudes doing love songs, bro. Like, nah,
I Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm not comfortable putting up my Genuine and R. Kelly playlist.
with a bunch of
There's no
dudes.
women on the
Like,
screen. I'm just saying.
nah, bro. Like, we ain't,
It is what it is.
nah, we ain't about to do that.
It is what it is.
I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, you know, I'll call in
Okay,
sick
okay,
that
Jay.
day.
Hey, no, don't play that game. Hey,
I'm
we're not gonna
calling in
play that game.
sick that
We're
day,
gonna move
bro.
on. We're gonna move on to something else. All right. We said what we said. Take it how you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
man.
know there was no no animosity or anything. It's just preference. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. But we plan on having multiple people, you know, and getting to understand how they relate, both men and women, how they relate sense to sounds
Right.
and various genres of music.
Right. So the day that we do hip hop, I'll make sure I have on my G Unit wife beater and a little bandana like 50, you know, hat cooked to the side, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna do that, then I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm going to go back and get that Stay Flow, okay, the starch. All right, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find some darn Jabos. I'm gonna get my soldiers, you know what I'm saying, my Reebok soldiers, see if they still sell them.
Yeah, man. Hey, I might show up with the little band-aid under the eye like Nelly, you know what I'm saying? So when it's time for the hip hop, bro, we gotta make sure we just do it the whole way, man. That's just what it's gonna be, bro.
Definitely. So yeah, that's just it. But we're gonna go ahead and end it here, man. It's been a blessing. We definitely appreciate y'all for coming out, man. Can't thank you enough. Y'all are why we do this, you know. Everybody, you know, and we just want to say thank you. Man, it's such a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We don't care if it's 2 people to 200 to 2,000, whatever. We appreciate y'all for taking time out of your Friday, which we know is usually a special day for most people, a special night, and just spending a little time with us, man. Can't say thank you enough.
Yeah, and once again, man, you know, thanks to Glenn, man, thanks to Mr. Cologne 76. For those that might not, you know, follow him on Instagram, it's Mr. Cologne 76. You know, we'll make sure that we put his information down for you guys to follow him on social media. Great brother, wealth of knowledge in the Ferguson community. I mean, he's just a great individual, great human all around, man. So I appreciate him for everything. James, thank you, brother, for everything that you do. I appreciate everybody that's watching. You know, we really appreciate you guys' support. Like, subscribe, you know, share the content, you know, with your friends. Thank you all again for rocking out with us. And, you know, as always, you know what I'm saying? May every sip be a sip of inspiration and every sniff lead to a new discovery. Thank you all. You all have a good night.
Alrighty, my guy. Yeah, man. Love y'all. Appreciate it.